choose you. Be cool, baby. Okay.
Hey, bitch, come here. Got your motherfucking man. Come here.
Mr. Pretty Tony, I mean, you know the rules of the game. I mean, your bitch just chose me. Now, we can settle this like you got some class, so we can get into some gangster shit.
Fuck being on some chill shit. We go 0 to 100, nigga, real quick.
Yo, what up? This is Kells at KMGZ on Twitter. This is Thanks for Asking, KellzPodcast, episode 331. I'm back as promised. What's up? Let's get this started. I don't know, this might be short, this might be long, I really don't know. So let's go. So let's start with yours in negritude. You know, I take that back. It's probably gonna be long because I got a whole lot to say about a few things. Yours in negritude is going out to the Philadelphia Phillies first, who are up 2-1 in the National League Championship Series. Look, you know, I haven't watched all baseball season, but I have watched a few games since the playoffs started, and I don't know, there's just this Phillies team, I just feel like they gonna go all the way. They just have that, I don't know, certain teams when October comes around, they just start to click, everything clicks on all cylinders, and you just get a certain feel about certain teams, and I just feel like we have that. So shout out to them. And then the second yours in negritude goes out to my Philadelphia Eagles, who are 6-0. Man, listen, I told y'all last week that I thought we was going to win that Cowboys game. And I'm not even going to make a lot of fuss out of it because, you know, the Cowboys fans, for some reason, they was talking big shit. This was our Super Bowl. Like, yo, everybody, Cowboys fans are wild delusional. Like, outside of my just hate of that team and just disdain for the entire franchise, I think that most people that, you know, are indifferent or don't really have the rivalry with the Cowboys that we do, I think the main reason that people don't like the team is because the fans are fucking delusional. How was it our Super Bowl? Correct me if I'm wrong, but the Eagles have a Super Bowl ring this decade. Y'all motherfuckers' glory days was back in the 90s, and everybody keep having to remind you. So why you would think we need to go through you for anything is strange to me. And we're not even going to, I mean, that's just, you know, y'all have a lot of rings, no doubt. We only got one so far, but like, even just from like, I say 2000 on, we've dominated the NFC East. Like, we come out of it way more. So like, still, like why y'all still think y'all are the bar? I mean, shit, Giants got 3 rings, and this that the only team that really don't is you and y'all in Washington. Like, y'all, it's the fucking team from 30 years ago. So like, I mean, shit, the Giants could act more like we ain't got to go through them neither, but they can act more like that to y'all. Like, we just don't understand like where y'all get this audacity from. Like, yo, you know, the Eagles, you know, y'all was gonna humble us. Y'all was gonna come in our stadium. We wasn't that good. I don't know how a team in the NFL could be 5-0 and not good. Like, listen, man, if the Dallas Cowboys right now, I mean, we 6-0. We not good. We overrated. We ain't beat nobody. We beat Minnesota. We beat Arizona. We beat Detroit. I mean, sorry, did we play Minnesota yet? No, that's wrong. I'm sorry. We beat Detroit. We beat Arizona. We beat Dallas. These are all teams that play other teams that are good, and they win. So I mean, I don't know how we ain't beat nobody. And then we beat not Jacksonville. Yeah, Jacksonville. But you know, apparently we ain't beat nobody in our 6-0. All I know is that the Dallas Cowboys were 6-0. The Jizz covering America would be knee deep. Okay, but for some reason the Philadelphia Eagles 6-0. We not really that good. All right. We'll see y'all in Dallas, and you know, I'm gonna be honest, I really expected us to have a loss by now. I don't expect us to go undefeated. I just think, you know, it's just, we're not gonna do it. But hey, we might be 10-0, 9-1 when we see y'all again. So we see y'all when we see y'all. But yeah, we are 6-0. Shout out to them. And like I said, I've been saying we're the best team in the NFC East, and I think we're the best team in the NFL. And I don't give a fuck about it. Was a backup quarterback. The Eagles won a Super Bowl with the backup quarterback. It wasn't a backup quarterback before the game. Before the game, y'all was gonna humble us with y'all backup quarterback. Y'all was gonna beat us with y'all. Y'all was gonna come into our stadium and show that we wasn't that good and humble us with y'all backup quarterback. So now it's, Dak's coming back. The Dallas Cowboys have been threatening the NFL with Dak Prescott for 5 years now. Nobody's afraid. Nobody's scared. We're like, of what? All we've seen y'all do is go to the first round of playoffs and lose. So, I mean, I don't know what everybody's supposed to be shaking in their boots because Dak Prescott is back. That's great. I hope he is back. So when we play y'all again and beat y'all again, then we don't have to hear all this bullshit. So, yeah. Eagles, 6-0. Yours and Negritude. Shout out to the Phillies. I hope y'all win. I hope y'all win this series and go on to the World Series. All right, where I want to go next. And then let me just give another quick shout out. It's not really a yours and Negritude because it's about Taylor Swift. But Taylor Swift, y'all know, listen, I know y'all don't like Taylor Swift, and I don't have no problem with the girl, and I just think I get why people, I see the shit she be doing. I'm not saying y'all wrong about that. I see little white girl shit she be doing, I do. But I just think she makes really good. I have always thought Taylor Swift is an amazing artist and makes really good pop music, and you cannot front on her pen, and you cannot act like the girl doesn't make hits, because she does. You might not like her, maybe you don't like pop music, maybe that's not your genre, that's cool, but if you do, and you recognize, this girl makes bomb-ass music, and this album that just dropped is very, very good. It's very, very, very good. So, I don't even know what my favorite song is yet. It's like bonus cuts on there. I think it's like 21, 20. It's extra cuts on there. And some of the better ones are like in the extra cuts. Like, cause sometimes, the extra cuts would be like, that's the, like, let me just throw that shit on there. But no, some of the better ones, so you gotta listen to all of it. But it's really good album. I started it when, I ain't listen at midnight. I only listen to Rihanna at midnight, I ain't gonna lie. But I played it like all Friday. It's a really good album. She has done it again. They said she broke like the Spotify one-day record, which I totally believe. Listen, all I'm gonna say, I've been saying this. Like, y'all swear that, when y'all little favorite, Double Wood album come out and it don't do nothing. It's all these reasons why. But all I know is Adele, Beyonce, Renaissance, Adele 30, Taylor Swift's Midnight, 3 a.m., I'm trying to think who else dropped a fly-ass album. I know it's like 2 or 3 more people that had one that did, made noise recently. They're just slipping my mind right now. And it's just like, when a dope album drops, like I've been saying, man, I'm sorry, I don't buy into all this shit. I think a lot of it, I don't think it's about streaming. And I mean, yes, there are things that, I just think people make excuses. I think a lot of this shit is not good. I think it's not quality. I think people it doesn't resonate with people, and that's why it doesn't do well. It's not a conspiracy. A lot of this R&B, I know a lot of y'all like it, but it's just compared to the older shit, it's just not it. Y'all jump down Diddy's throat, and y'all, when somebody say they don't like R&B, y'all want to show, Bryson Phil ass who, the album sold 50 copies, and it's like, yes, we know he's out there, and if you like him, that's great, but nobody's really breaking down the doors to see him. Like I said, the only one, the biggest R&B person I think right now is Kehlani. I know Ari Lennox, I know it's ones out there, they decent, but I just don't think I think it's just not appealing. I think it just not hitting on anything. I think it's not really touching people, and that's why it's not blowing up, because whenever something comes out that is, it clears. And it's no problems, it's no excuses. We don't have to listen to the blues, none of that shit. It's just good music. And I think that's, all these little tricks and algorithms and TikToks and going virals and all of that shit. I don't think that none of that shit is gonna compensate for your shit being good. And a lot of this shit is just not good. It's a lot of hype. It's a lot of, little niche markets trying to blow shit up bigger than it is. Allegedly, because I'll believe it when I hear it. I'm tired, Robin. I'm not letting Rihanna play with me no more. Okay, supposedly she doing songs for Wakanda Forever. When I hear them, I believe it, because sis been going into the studio for about 6 years now, and all we see is Fenty Beauty ads. She's in there doing voiceovers until she shows otherwise. That's the story I'm sticking to. All right. But yeah, shout out to Taylor Swift. Okay, so where I want to go now? So do I want? Let me hold on. let me say something else. No, I'll save that for the end. It's Halloween. Y'all know I do my it's a little tattoo face season. I gotta tell y'all, man, I've been so busy, I'm a little behind. I have not been working on the beard at all, but I mean, I got the skill pretty much down now. It's just, I just have to actually make it, so I'm gonna do that either later tonight or tomorrow, just make it. The thing is, with this fucking thing at work and this Spirit Week shit, I gotta try to make it so I could just, once I make it, I gotta make it so I could put it on and off easily, and that's a little difficult because the way I make it look natural, like last Halloween, I had that booster and I got sick, and I ain't had time to do it all, so it ain't look great, but the way I make it look natural is not something that you have to do that, I have to do that each time I apply it, but we'll see, I'll figure something out. But, yeah, Halloween, so a little tattoo face will be here soon. And then I got this, this harpy mask from the Game of Thrones that I saw. It was on Amazon, and I just thought it was cool. I thought it was a little, you know, back in the day, the Michael Myers pullover mask. I thought it was one of those, but, like, it's like a legit mask is what I'm trying to say. It's like a mold. Somebody, like, made that shit. Like, it's like super fancy. So I'm like, oh, because it was wild cheap. So I'm like, why? This shit is very fancy to be so cheap. But so I don't know, I might try to figure out. It's very heavy though, so I don't know if I'm gonna be able to. I gotta figure out how to wear it one day, but I do want to do that costume one day. I just put like some black cloak on and be a harpy. I think that's dope, because I think that was one of the flyest scenes in Game of Thrones, that scene where they came for her, and you know, they had Grey Worm and Sir Barristan had to fight their way out. That was like that fucking episode was dope as hell. I've always just the way that they played the harpies in the back and then they stood up, like it was that whole scene. If you know what I'm talking about, that shit was amazing. And on that note, shout out to Emma Darcy and Olivia. I don't know, Allison and Rhaenyra in real life. So. You know, they're a little white lesbian couple, but I ain't gonna lie, let me see. Emma, what's Emma's last name? From Game of Thrones. From House of Dragons, sorry. I call that shit goddamn House of, not Emma, damn. What's, Olivia Cook. That's what I'm talking about. Olivia Cook and Emma Darcy. Emma plays Rhaenyra, and Olivia plays Alicent's bitch ass. And yo, they like the new hot lesbian couple, which I kind of knew, because I think everybody that's seen in the clip of Emma saying that her favorite drink was Negroni, and I could tell from that interview. I was like, oh, they fucking, right? Like, but I didn't realize, like, I apparently they've been a couple for a minute, and it's not been a secret, like they showing up to so I didn't know that part of it, but apparently that's the case. But like, they kind of fly, I ain't gonna lie. I usually don't go for the white lesbians, but they kind of get, especially Emma, like Rhaenyra. Even they did the I think it was the Vanity Fair House of Dragons photo shoot, and I was like, girl, she ate them up. I was like, you did not have to eat like that. It's just like, just ate them up. But anyway, shout out to them. You know, I always support our lesbians. They white, but you know, still whatever, we gotta take what we can get. All right, so, we all know, I really don't, the reason why I just been dragging talking about this because y'all know, I said last week, I'm so tired of Kanye West and talking about Kanye West. But I'm going to go ahead and mention him briefly, because we know what he said about George Floyd, and now he's made some anti-Semitic remarks, and so now he's getting dropped from everything. And you know, we get now listen, let me just say this. It annoys me too that you can say anything you want about black people, and you know, you can say slavery was true. All the shit we done see him been doing, suppress vote, all the shit we've been seeing him doing since 2016. You can say and do, it seems like nowadays, whatever you want to black people, and it's a joke, it's free speech, it's a debate, it's, you know, let's have celebrities weigh in. It's like, nobody take it serious. You can just disrespect us and it's no big deal. But as soon as you say something about the Jews, they shut your shit down. And that's true. And I know black people always want to bring that up, but I'm going to be like, you know what? I'm not mad about it. Because honestly, that's how it should be. Jewish people do not play. Jewish people went through the Holocaust, where 6 million plus Jews, they don't really actually know the number I've read, but the most people say 6 million plus Jews were exterminated in ethnic cleansing carried out by the Nazis. And they make sure that you never forget, and they take it very seriously. And do they overboard it sometimes? Some people think, maybe. But, you know, I respect it. Because they don't play. You come for they shit, they gonna cancel you for real. They don't play about it. You would never, the way that we let people like Kanye West and other people in these podcasts get up and debate whether you can say nigger and all that shit like that would never used to happen. You know why? Because we used to have leaders. We used to clown Jesse Jackson and Al Sharpton them for some of the stuff that they went on. But you know what? Al Sharpton, Jesse Jackson, Louis Farrakhan, Julian Bond, like all these some of these civil rights leaders who have passed on now, you know, the Rosa Parks, the Martin Luther Kings, the Malcolm X's, the Coretta Scott Kings, just all these great civil rights leaders that we had prior. It used to be the case that if you got caught, even like sounded like you was gonna say nigga. All the shit that's you got on blackface, you got the claim, that was it for you. Your career was over. But now we got all these the elders have passed on, and these young folks are not like their grandparents. We have these fucking knuckleheads who want to be white so fucking bad and want to stand next to these white men so fucking bad that they just eat shit, and it will go on a podcast and tell, oh, I never thought you was racist. I mean, yeah, you could say nigga. It's like y'all are a bunch of fucking coons, and there's nobody holding the line for us. Like, y'all want these celebrities to be it so bad, they're not it. None of these motherfuckers have the range, and shouldn't be anyway. They're fucking entertainers. They're not they're not activists. They're not like, they're entertainers. That's their job. And why y'all keep wanting to put them out like they have something to say or like they know anything is beyond me. So, you know, and so Gen Z, like, y'all, you know, y'all need to really start thinking about trying to run for office, because, you know, look, I'm a Gen X. I fuck with Gen Z heavy. You know, we don't really like the millennials. Nobody, like, millennials are, we don't know what happened with them. But we fuck with y'all heavy because y'all are like Gen X, but, like, with hope. Like, Gen X, we were, like, very cynical. But y'all have hope. And, like, I'm serious, though. Like, the leadership vacuum is crazy. And it cannot be how it is now, where it's just like all you gotta do is pay these fucking celebrities, and mainly black male rappers mainly, and they'll go out and they'll just say and do anything to disadvantage their people, to suppress the vote, to make us look stupid, to go on TV and say silly shit like slavery. They'll just do anything in service of their masters. We can't have that anymore. We need the Al Sharptons and types and the Jesse Jackson types, the type of people who will put pressure. Like I said, the reason why you can't say anything about Jewish people because they don't play. Because they are in positions of power, and they will use that shit. And they be like, hey, this motherfucker gotta go. I don't give a fuck. We not doing shit with you. And black people used to do that. We used to march up to the White House or the governor or whoever, be like, hey, sir, this motherfucker has insulted black people, and we not playing. We'll boycott all your shit. We'll stop but we can't. You motherfuckers are on the internet battling every day for why you should still be able to listen to Kanye and R. Kelly and buy that stuff, and this man's a genius. You still battling for that. That's why we're not respected. That's why anybody, Mexicans and whoever the fuck feel like it, can say any shit they want to about us, because the days when that shit gets you busted upside your jaw are long gone and nobody remembers. So Gen Z, like, y'all are very active. Y'all not for the bullshit. I think y'all and I know that y'all feel like that the political process don't work, but the reason why it doesn't work is because we're not in it. Okay, and we all know that these baby boomers and everything too goddamn old, and we need y'all. We need y'all in there thumping. We need y'all in there smartly and strategically with goals and tactics and goals in mind. But like, y'all, you got to start running for office, bro. You got to, because it's Gen X right now. The millennials, I don't really see it for them. So it's y'all. Okay, like we can't hold this damn forever. It can't just be us. Y'all gotta come behind us, or the shit is gonna collapse. So, you know, y'all should, you know, run for school. The school boards, like, start, you know, class president. Like, y'all are a very active generation, and I wish that y'all would turn it into something that's strategic and can produce results. as opposed to the generation behind y'all, millennials, who just like to whine and complain and think that that's supposed to get them somewhere. Okay, and they don't want to vote, and they just want to be on, they just want to complain and shoot everything down. And if everything's not perfect, then that's not it. So we hope that y'all can be smarter than that and be more strategic than that, because if not, it's looking very grim and it's looking very dark, because the other side is not playing, and they are organized, and they have a hell of a head start. So yeah, he's been dropped, and I'm so I say this every week, but like I'm just so tired. We have to we need a reset. We need a shift, because George Floyd's family is suing him, and I'm so glad. It is time to start making an example. But what I'm saying is, I want them to sue everybody, because Kanye West is sick. Kanye West has bipolar, schizophrenia. I don't know. Something wrong with him. I'm not really sure what it is, but there's clearly something wrong with him. And I hold him the least responsible, because he's clearly unstable and going through something right now. But the people who really need to take the blame are the Noriegas and the Drink Champs and Revolt and whatever their parent companies are that broadcast that shit. Because he's unstable. Y'all just have no integrity. Period. And like I said, listen, you would never, if Kanye West came on there and said that the Jews weren't really exterminated, they all died of drug overdoses, and that would never have aired. Ever. But they let you, we all watched that man be killed on camera. We all watched that man that fucking punk ass, bitch ass police officer kneel on that man's neck till he died. We all saw it, and all the information has come out. This man was not on there. Every story they told about him and why he had to die was a lie, and we know that. So why you would let this black man come on your show and spread that kind of bullshit? And then you aired it. You knew what he said, and you aired it. And then you were tweeting about it like, oh, I got the most views. You niggas are fucking coons. And that's why I hope he sues all of y'all. I don't give a fuck about your apologies. I hope and they should sue y'all for more. I hope they sue everybody into bankruptcy, because you need to start making an example. Because you motherfuckers are working in service of white people. That's what you're doing. Because, yeah, he got to go on there and he got to spread that shit further. And there's some knuckleheads who watch your show, and they don't even care. This is why y'all are so dumb. Because they're using you. Now your show probably going to get snatched off the air, and good for it. And they don't even care, because their whole point was to get their nonsense out. They got their nonsense. So they grabbed y'all black asses and use you as a tool to spread their nonsense, and you allowed them to do it. Okay, it was one thing to invite him, which was nonsense. Kanye West needs medical intervention. He needs intense inpatient treatment. Kim tried it, and he ran away and went to the internet and ran to Montana, and you niggas supported it. Because y'all are a bunch of fucking clowns who don't give a fuck. Okay, and you keep buying his shit, and you want to call this man a genius and all this shit. Like, it's so aggravating, because it's so dumb. He needs mental health, intensive mental health therapy, rehabilitation, medication, whatever it is. Okay, that's Kanye West's problem. And Kanye West, if he really wants to get better, he can go do what he needs. But the rest of you have no excuse. The rest of you are just exploiting a man who is mentally ill for shits and giggles, because you think it's funny and because you think it's lucrative. And that is disgusting. That is so low down and fucking just lacking in integrity, and somebody needs to tell y'all. And if it comes at the tune of a lawsuit that sues you into fucking bankruptcy, then good. Because that's the sample we need. Because I don't, like I said before, you motherfucker, Bob Johnson, we used to have, the black people that we used to have that had a little money, that had a little celebrity, the Bob Johnsons, the Madam C.J. Walkers, they uplifted black people. Bob Johnson gave us BET. He gave us Jet Magazine, and we had Ebony Magazine, and we had black people who were entrepreneurs who got rich and got money to serve their people and uplift their people. And now, all we have is these greedy fucking niggers who just want another dollar, another quarter, and will do and say anything that these white men tell them to get it. And they selling their fucking people down the river, and they're making us look stupid, and everybody else is climbing over us to get what they want because we don't have any fucking dignity, and we don't have any fucking pride, and we don't have anybody with a backbone to stand up and say, hey, we built this motherfucking country, and nobody not going nowhere over us. If we don't get our shit, ain't nobody getting their shit, because we was here first. We don't have nobody to say that now, and Jesse and them, they too old, they can't do it anymore. They did it their whole lives, and there's nobody to pick up the mantle, and that's why that Black Lives Matter shit was an op, because the damage that was done by that fucking fraud organization, man, so many decades of hard work undone by them fucking well-paid fucking assets, fucking coons. And you motherfuckers just was bound to determine, even though all the red flags were flashing, that this was not a scam. Motherfuckers are buying houses in West Hollywood. And here go, well, you need a place to live. Yeah, you might need a place to live. You might need a headquarters. You don't need a fucking mansion in West Hollywood. What the fuck are you talking about? You can get a row house in Baltimore or Philadelphia for like goddamn 80 grand, if that's the case. Like, get the fuck out of here. Y'all are fucking knuckleheads, bruh. So, I don't give a fuck about, I'm glad he's losing everything. I don't care. I have no interest in him whatsoever, but I would like that. I really wish, I really hope that family presses that lawsuit, that they get an attorney that advises them that you need to add this person, you need to add Drink Champs, you need to add Revolt, you need to add whatever Revolt's parent company, you need to add everybody involved with this, and let the judge knock them off if they want to, and you need to sue for more money. I hope they get them for everything, because somebody has to take a stand. Somebody has to stand up. Somebody has to say, yo, it's enough. We are not going to undo the hundreds of years that our ancestors fought and died for through slavery and civil war and civil rights and Jim Crow. We're not going to undo that in 20 years because you motherfuckers are knuckleheads. And I gotta admit, we're not raised right. Y'all better start telling y'all kids the stuff in there. Y'all better start teaching y'all kids, bro. We got these kids down in Texas letting people put them in a fake slave auction. Now they want to call it the NAACP. What you calling the NAACP for? These niggas didn't drag you out your house in the middle of the night and make you actively participate in that, and your parents probably thought it was a good idea, and now y'all look stupid and y'all want to play the victim. No, you need to raise it, nigga. Like, I don't know what's going on in the households these days, but like, I just never would have did it, but like, if my father ever, any of our parents ever found out that we let somebody put us in I'd have been sleeping in a tent in the backyard. Like, that is embarrassing. Like, y'all have no shame. Y'all have no pride. Like, y'all just let these white people do and say anything, and y'all think it's funny because y'all want to be fucking attached, or I don't even know what it is. Y'all just have no sense of self and so much fucking self-loathing. You think the white man, I don't know what the fuck it is, but I don't know why y'all don't have any pride. I just know that y'all don't, and you need to find some. And stop letting these fucking people just say anything. Y'all think everything is a fucking debate. Oh, well, slavery wasn't a real thing. And I saw the other week some of y'all retweeting a TikTok with some white dude talking about the reason why West Indians and Irish people sound the same is because the Irish were in the fields in slavery also and taught black people how to speak. Are you fucking stupid? Are you fucking stupid? Are you fucking stupid? Wasn't no fucking Irish doing those. The Irish were indentured servants, and you know how they get paid off their indentured? The ones that even came over here as indentured servants, because they all weren't. That's a crock of shit too. Most of them was just fucking broke ass refuse of Europe, like all the rest. But there were in the early days some that did come over here as indentured servants. You know how they worked that shit off? As overseers. Those are the motherfuckers that was whipping you with a whip. That's where the Irish were. They wasn't in no fucking field picking cotton. Get the fuck out of here with that bullshit. And they ain't teach us how to speak no fucking English. What are you talking about? Black people been here since 1600, late 1500s. The Irish ain't start coming over here till late 17, early 1800s. How they taught us English? Get the fuck out of here. Y'all are so fucking dumb. Because you don't read nothing. And your parents don't teach you nothing about yourself. All they do is sit you down and play video games, and y'all go into the mega church worshiping this white fucking Jesus and all this old dumb shit. It's disgusting. Ew. Find some pride. Like, I can't, like, I can't keep ranting about this same shit, but, like, I mean, it's just so, it's so disappointing. I'm not even an elder. I've told y'all my background before. Like, I just think, I think Gen X is the last generation. It seems like we're the last generation that was raised by parents, black people, who had any kind of pride, who had any kind of dignity, who had any kind of knowledge of, like, where we had come from. You know, they taught us that, you know, look, you can't, well, my daddy taught me. And I know other people, and, like, you know, I told y'all my dad used to be Nation of Islam, and then he got out, he been a regular Muslim for, like, he was a regular Muslim for, like, most of my life. Like, his Nation of Islam stuff was before I was born, for the most part. So, but still, like, we didn't, our parents were not coons like that. Our parents taught us about ourselves, because our parents were the ones who benefited. Y'all want to act like all this shit so long ago. My dad was born in 1943. Brown Board of Education was 1955. Kamala Harris was the vice president, was one of the kids that got shipped in busing. Like, when I was young, the reason I went to the school I went to is because of busing, because they, you know, we were allowed to, like, go to, you didn't have to just go to your neighborhood school. You were allowed to go to, you know, wherever. But, like, 1955 that's my parents was a kid. Like, they knew the struggle. Okay? My grandmothers and them went to a segregated one-room schoolhouse. My grandmom on my dad's side, Jeanette, she went to a one-room schoolhouse, segregated. Okay? Because that was before Brown versus education, and wasn't no integration in schools. So, they taught us. They remember MLK and Martin Luther King and all that shit. So, they taught us, like, yo, you know, this is who you are. Like, they teach you that whatever nonsense they tell you in school, that ain't it. This is it. You know, they teach you white history. They teach you their story. This is your story. And I don't know when that stopped, but, like, these new motherfuckers are terrible. They don't know shit about themselves. They out here trying to be fucking white and letting people call them niggers and thinking it's okay to debate and, well, maybe slavery was a choice. Like, are y'all fucking stupid? And I'm tired of you I'm just going to go against the grain because y'all think that equals intelligence. You're stupid. You're so fucking unread, low intellectual ability, low reader, ass ignorant, that you're just so mindless that you just, whatever somebody tells you that sounds different, you repeat it. Because you think that's what makes you intelligent. No, you're mindless. You're a dummy. You're not able to hear information and think, oh, does that even sound right? Does that sound like anything that makes sense? Or is this just something the white man's telling me? And I think if the white man telling me, then they gotta be legit. Because I gotta say different, because I'm not like those niggas over. Like, y'all are a joke, man. Y'all are not even really worth the breath I'm giving right now. And I just want black people we need to start turning our backs on these motherfuckers, man. We are too fucking inclusive. We too fucking forgiving. This motherfucker did this Sunday sermon and half of y'all was back sucking ass. And I'm like, are y'all for real right now? Ugh. Like, give me a fucking break. I'm so tired of it. I'm so tired. Like, it's so, like, for us to be in 2022 and to be so in 1822 at the same fucking time, I don't know how it happened, but, like, read a book, motherfucker. God damn. Watch Malcolm X. You don't want to read? Watch Malcolm X. Okay? Watch a movie. Watch Roots. Y'all motherfuckers, we got too many, slavery. No, we don't. We don't have enough. Watch 12 Years a Slave. Watch how they got that man to be. Watch how they got Solomon, what's his name, to back into slavery. Because, like Steve Bannon said, black men were targeted for disinformation and misinformation and voter suppression because they are easily manipulated. Because all you have to do is intimate that they're going to be treated the same as a white man, and you can get them to eat shit. You get them to eat literal turds if they think they're going to be given the same fucking opportunity to suppress and oppress that the white man is. And that's at the end of the day, that's all it is. Y'all need to watch shit and figure out. Y'all need to watch Eyes on the Prize. Y'all even know what that is? Eyes on the Prize, during February, Black History Month, they used to every day, like for a week or two in school, for social studies and for history, class, we watched Eyes on the Prize. Viet nigga rolled the little, y'all remember the little TV on the little crate with the VHS? He rolled it in there. Always on Black History Month and watch Eyes on the Prize. We had, our elders cared about us. They instilled pride in us. They instilled our history in us. They made sure we knew the struggle that they went through to get us to where we could sit there in our nice clothes and our nice integrated school and have the opportunity to go to whatever college we wanted to, okay? And if it meant taking a student loan, then you took a student loan, because people died and fought for you to be able to go to Harvard, for you to be able to go to Yale, because they didn't even want you to know how to read. They didn't want you to let you in their schools, so they thought they was going to stop us, but it didn't. We made HBCUs, okay? But you know what? HBCUs, that's a good school, and that helped us coming out of the Civil War. But you know what? We fought the Civil War to have equal rights to everything. So you're not going to keep us out your little white-ass schools because you think you can. Because you in America, and everybody in America got equal rights to everything, so you're going to let us in this shit too, okay? They wanted us to know that. They made sure that we knew that. We weren't allowed to fucking fight teachers and fuck off in school, because too many people had sacrificed too much for us to be able to have that opportunity, for us to be going to school and getting pregnant at 13 and 14. No, we wasn't doing that. And I know people say, oh, you shaming people. Listen, maybe we did, but we did it for a reason, because we had our eyes on the fucking prize, and we didn't have time for no distractions, and we wasn't listening. You know, we knew that we weren't allowed to make the same mistakes. And yeah, these white kids, when they started getting pregnant, then all of a sudden teenage pregnancy was a thing. I get that, but like, you know how you stayed out of that? You just kept your eyes on the prize, and you didn't get involved with none of that, okay? We stayed off drugs. You can say what you want about Gen X. We were some badass kids, we really were, but we weren't dumb. With certain shit we was not going to do, and we was not going to do anything that jeopardized our long-term prospects, okay? And the ones that did, that was out there selling crack and running drugs, where they at? They've been in jail for 30, 40 years, just getting out now, and they don't have no prospects, they don't have no skills, and they in a world that they have no place in. They have nothing that they can apply, and it's sad, but I don't know what to tell you. Like, you fell into the trap. Yeah, so, like, you know, I don't know what to say. I will say this, though. The midterms are coming up, and I have said this before. I don't believe these polls. I don't believe these things are as close, you know, all the way up until Joe Biden wiped Trump off the map. What was it? Oh, it's 50-50. It's so close. I don't believe these polls. I don't believe it's close, because I don't believe anybody is in favor of this GOP and MAGA bullshit. I don't. Who is in favor of this silly shit they're doing? Nobody. So I've been reading that right now in Georgia, early turnout is exceeding what it did in 2018. I don't want to speak too soon, but I don't. People are saying Stacey Abrams gonna lose, and I just don't believe it. I don't believe the polls catching. I think they're polling old white people who pick up their phone and these same diners they've been going to, and I don't believe these polls are close like they say, because MAGA had its shot. Trump was in office for 4 years. He was fucking terrible. He's a one-term president, because in 2020 America linked up like Voltron and voted his ass the fuck out. And Kamala Harris and Joe Biden had the biggest history in election in American election history. And if there was any appetite for MAGA, that's when we would have found it out. He lost. It lost. So now they're still trying to go 100 miles an hour, I believe, into a brick wall. I don't believe there's anybody out here in support of this shit. They keep making these social media apps, and they falling flat, because nobody out here is in support of this shit. It's the same little small loud that really they stole the fucking election, and they're just being elevated by media because the people who own the media companies are in agreement with them, so it's made to look like more than what it is. I don't, you know, I'm not saying that it's no Republican is going to win anywhere, but I don't think that it's as close as people say. I don't think Warnock and what's-his-face are that close. I don't. understand that, you know, he's an athlete and all of that, but you can't tell me the state that almost elected Stacey Abrams, that elected Warren, who are these new people? It would have to be a whole bunch of new people who are going to work for Herschel Walker. I just don't see it. Yeah, you're going to have to say MAGA people, but ain't no black people voting for him. Ain't no black people voting for him. So I don't see it. I mean, I just don't think it's as close. You know, we'll see. And you know, everybody go out, but I've seen article after article how turnout is amazing. They're shutting down polling. They're doing voter suppression, and turnout is still exceeding what it was in 2018. And I mean, was it 2018? The last midterms, 18, 19, 2020? No. Yes, 2018. But I'm confusing. And that it's exceeding that, and it was pretty fucking good in 2018. So whenever voter turnout surges, that usually bodes well for Democrats. You know, if y'all listen to this, y'all know, but I've been saying for a while that I don't know why people are paying attention to these polls and talking about historic trends when nothing has gone according to an historic trend since 2016. Trump winning the election stealing the election was against a historic trend. Him being a one-term president was against it. The blue wave, keep talking about this red wave. There's not been a red wave. There was one guy who won in Virginia, Youngkin, and all of a sudden there's this big, it's like, what do y'all be talking about? Everybody else, that so many blue politicians won in that same midterm because Virginia that's not even it's kind of a bellwether state, but it's not really. It's not if that was Pennsylvania, sure. Pennsylvania went red, it's like, oh shit. But like, if I'm from Pennsylvania, it's really not shocking because if you know that Pennsylvania, much like New York, whatever way Philadelphia goes, that's the way the state goes, and unfortunately, Philadelphia and some of the suburbs, they voted for Trump in 2016 because you got a lot of racist people. Like people don't know, but the immediate, but more so like the further out suburbs of Philadelphia, like still consider Lancaster County. That's kind of far outside of Philadelphia, but it's still considered. You know, if you Lancaster County is a far out suburb of Philadelphia. It's not like Pittsburgh. It's Reading. You know, those areas. Scranton's a city, but like those are still considered the Philadelphia greater metro region. And those areas are very racist. Anybody went to Lincoln University, that's in Lancaster County, y'all know what I'm talking about. Y'all out there in Klan country, y'all know exactly what I'm saying. It's racist as fuck out there. So Pennsylvania's in the north, it is, but it is blue, very much blue because of Philadelphia. Very much so. So if Philadelphia wavers at all, it is nothing for Pennsylvania to go red because it's all determined by us. Yeah. So not even Pittsburgh. If Pittsburgh tends to go blue too, but if Pittsburgh goes red and Philly goes blue, solid. Pennsylvania's still going blue because our it's just we have way more population. So they, you know, it's that's just how it is. So it's very rarely goes red, but when it does, it is because they have picked off some of those Philadelphia suburbs. And when I went home last summer, all I saw, and I was out in Villanova, which is right outside Philly. That's the immediate suburbs. All I saw was Fetterman signs in everybody's yard, and Villanova, and I was in the wealthy suburbs. And so if it was going to be some Trump signs, or some Republican signs, that's where they would have been, and it was none. So that's all I'm going to say. Yeah, okay. So actually, I guess this is a little bit short because I'm on my last topic, and it's I'm still on the hunt for some good scary shit. I watched this movie last night that was like, oh my god, it's on Hulu called Matriarch or something like that. Trash. I'm not watching The Watcher because I've seen all the reviews and comments I've seen about The Watcher are hitting on exactly what I thought it was going to be. And that's just like I'm a true crime person, and I listened to the podcast about that case, and I just think it's a hoax. Like, I don't think it's a big mystery. I think there's nobody watching that house. There's clearly somebody on the block, or somebody is connected to those people who's doing this. Like, I don't believe it's a thing. So I'm not really interested in the story. What else? I watched Halloween Ends, which, oh god, it was terrible. Like, I watched it just because I've watched every Halloween there's ever been, and you gotta ride it from cradle to the grave. And so I wanted to watch the last one, but it was so bad I kept checking, like, is this the right one? This is the one? It was so bad. What else did I try to watch? So there's another one that I have in the queue that I was gonna hold on to. I lost it because I couldn't remember what channel it was on, but I found it again. Interview with the Vampire is still amazing. If you're watching it on AMC Plus, it is so very good. It is so well done. watching that. But the other thing that I've been watching on Netflix is called The Mole. Now I told y'all before, I like, I'm not into the house. I don't like these gossipy, high schoolish reality shows. It's just not the dating, it's just not for me. I have no interest in that. But I do like the stuff that is like a contest. The Mole, The Circle, the cooking shows. There's a glass show, the makeup. I like stuff like that where there's a contest of skill, and we're exhibiting skill and cunning, and we have to, strategize and those kind of games. So The Mole on Netflix, I watched it. I'm not going to give it away because it's still new, but if you want to watch it, all the episodes now are out now, so you could watch it straight through. They do it like The Circle, which I think is a very good format, where they drop 3 or 4 episodes at a time, then there's a break, they drop the next 3 or 4, there's a break. I like that. I like that, rollout. But it is very good, but I will say, I enjoyed it, and so it's a contest where, like, they're all trying to win money, and there's one person in the group that's the mole that's trying to, like, sabotage so they don't win money. And so the thing is, you have to try to figure out who the mole is. And what I will say is, the person that it turned out to be, they need to work. If they have a season 2, they need to work harder to make it more slick about who the mole is, because the person that ended up being the mole was so fucking obvious from the first episode that most people just dismissed them outright, because they was like, that's too obvious. What kind of show is this going to be? If that clearly, like, anybody watching this would think that this is the person that's the mole, because nobody's this fucking bad at anything. And it turned out to be that was the person, and it was very underwhelming, because the person who 2 of the 3, I had four ideas of who I thought it was. All 3 of the 4 who I thought it were made it to the finals. No. Is that right? Yeah, not the final. It was it got down to 5. The final 5, 3 of the 5 were my guess for who the mole were. The 4th, is the one who ended up being the mole. I dismissed them. I saw it the whole time, but I was like, that's not them. It's just too obvious. Like, duh, everybody gonna think, because it just was so, it was just so obvious. The person who I thought it probably was gonna be, had it been that person, that would have been amazing. That would have been A+, because I said all along, I don't think it's him, but I would not be surprised, because that would just be, it would just be amazing if it was, because that he played if he would have done such a good job, that it would have been amazing. But the person that ended up being was like, oh, really, y'all? Like, y'all didn't have to hide that. Almost everybody I know who has watched that show so far was like, girl, I just didn't think it was her, because, like, everybody thought it was her. And it was like, yes. Like, it was so bad. I was like, I just thought the person who it was just didn't, I was like, that's too, they just lack common sense. Like, they're just one of them smart people that just don't know they're not good at nothing. So, and I realized I said her, so that kind of gave it away, but whatever. They need to, if they're going to have another season, that was a whole lot of build up for, like, really? The chick that from season 1, or episode 1, it was like, it can't be that, right? Like, I mean, that, she just did 3 really dumb things to fuck them up, but it can't be her, right? Because that'd be so fucking obvious. Because every episode, she's doing dumb shit to fuck them up. Like, it can't be, like, it can't be this obvious person right here. And it was. And that was like, are y'all for real? So, I'm gonna tell you not to watch it. And you still, I mean, I guess you know it's a, I mean, I don't know if I really gave it away, because when I first watched the show, I automatically thought it was a woman from the beginning. I was like, I just don't, except for the one person who I said if it would have been them, would have been A+. I was like, I don't know, on these shows like this, when it comes to, like, being clever and being, like, strategically messing shit up, I was just like, men are not as good at that. I don't know if this is stereotypical, but I'm just like, men are not as good as that as women. So because women, I don't mean this, but women tend to be, we are familiar with being, like, underestimated, or, people thinking you're not a threat, and so they don't pay, and they don't pay attention to you. Meanwhile, you like, so that's why I thought it was, because that's the kind of game to where you need to be a person that is smart and a person that can, do things without really making it obvious that you're doing things. That's why I said the person who won, and it was like, really, this is the person. So that's why I thought it was a woman. So I'm not really giving it away. And the first person I thought it was, I was wrong. But that was the only person I was dead wrong. After that person who I thought it wasn't it. All my other suspects who I thought it was all got to the end. So I was like, okay, I was good at figuring out who it was not, right? Yeah, but it's on Netflix. It's pretty good. I'm waiting for The Circle to come back. That's my favorite. But like, The Mole was really good. But next season, y'all got to get a little bit more slick and make it a little bit more harder to figure out who the mole is, because I knew that. I thought I peeped that person from day one. I just thought it would be too obvious to be that person. Like, y'all can't really just be gonna have this person just keep fucking up like this, and it's gonna be that person. Like, that was just messing up in a way that wasn't slick, messing up in a way that's like obvious that you're okay. So either you're very dumb, which I thought, or you're the mole. Like, it was like that way, right? So yeah. So that's all I have for y'all this week. So it's not really that long. I guess I could have. I just tired of talking about Kanye. I had a lot more to say, but I said what I needed to say, and I can't talk about this shit no more. Like, we got to do better. We got to find some kind of, I don't know. Like, hopefully these midterms go the way they should. I think they will, and then maybe that'll like galvanize people, and we people can finally like stand up, because it's a lot of coonery and buffoonery out here right now, and it's killing us. It's taking us, it's not just stopping our progress, it's taking us backwards. I would say that it's like we're not getting nowhere, but we are getting somewhere. We're moving backwards, and that's no good. So, yeah. Anyway, that's it. That's all I got for y'all this week. Thanks for listening. Thanks for asking. Like me, rate me, tell your friend. I appreciate y'all listening. I appreciate y'all retweeting. I noticed I got some more followers on the TL. Listen, if y'all follow me on Twitter, just please understand that I'm mostly trash on there. Like, I like to joke. I will I tweet my little shit, but I'm mainly on there to laugh and joke and be irreverent and have a very dark sense of humor. Like, and those the people I follow mainly also. So just, if you coming to my TL expecting me to be goddamn, I don't know, a responsible adult, I'm gonna disappoint you. So just know that. Alright, so thanks for listening. God bless. Good night. See y'all next week.